You are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast.
Welcome back. It's your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you're listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. Now today, I want to talk a little bit about the episode I just got through watching, episode number 89 of Dragon Ball Super. It's been an episode I've been waiting for quite some time, and it was finally delivered. Now, I have some mixed feelings about this episode. I'm going to get into that. But overall, it was a very, very good episode. I thought, as a Tenshinhan fan, I was quite pleased with what I saw, but I was also a little bothered by some of the things that I saw. Basically, how this episode went. Goku's still looking for those final 2 slots to join him for this tournament that's coming up. So he's got 2 people he needs to gather, and the last 2 on his list happen to be Tien and Master Roshi. So Tien and Master Roshi are located at Tien's dojo. He now owns his own dojo. He has his own students. And he is training in the martial arts. So he has basically become a master, and he's training his students. Very nice dojo. Then we get hit with a young girl by the name of Urine, who has been looking for Tien for a very, very long time, since she was basically a little girl. She basically wanted revenge on him for what reason, I do not know. I guess when she was a kid, she was trying to fight him and he refused to fight her. And she basically swore that when she got older, she would come find him and she would beat the shit out of him, basically. So what she ended up doing was training in the art of witchcraft and learning what that was about. So she comes and tries to infiltrate the dojo with false intentions, wanting to train, trying to say she wanted to be a student, but in reality, she wanted to teach Tien a lesson and show him that basically she was better than him. So basically, she possesses all his students, and they go out and tear up the town that the dojo is in. Then Master motherfucking Roshi, with his affinity for young girls, basically got himself possessed by some of her witchcraft, and he became the same thing his Tenshinhan students became, possessed basically, and went on a fucking rampage and went and attacked Tien. But not before Tien was able to at least bring back an old favorite of mine, a technique he called the 4-witch technique. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with that technique, then you haven't watched Dragon Ball, and I suggest you guys go do that. But what this technique is and what it does is he basically grows 2 arms out of his back, giving him 4 arms. But this is what leads me to what I don't like about this episode, and I'm going to elaborate on that in about 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. But let's get back into what happened. Master Roshi attacks Tien, basically with some kind of, I don't know, beam, if you will. I guess Tien is telling himself that underneath that possession, that's still Master Roshi. So I don't think Tien tried to go all out on him, but he got handled. And by that, I mean Tien. He was handled by that ray he got hit with, and Goku had to come down and save him from a Kamehameha that a possessed, swollen ass Master Roshi was going to use on him. When Master Roshi reaches his full power, he gets extra big. He kind of, I guess you can call it transformation, because he's all muscle at that point. But then Goku steps in regular form, his base form, and tries to fight Master Roshi. Master Roshi's going hand for hand with Goku. Goku's basically stunned, like, "Oh, you've been getting some training in when nobody's around. You've gotten stronger." So basically, he was neck and neck with Goku at Goku's base form at that particular time. So full power, Master Roshi can hang in there with a base level Goku. So anyway, they get to tussling. They figure out a master plan. Goku launches a Kamehameha from the air. Tien basically tells Chaozu to use his telekinesis for a spot and quick second. He does that so that Urien loses concentration for a few seconds, and with that being done, it left an opening to land that shot on the possessed Master Roshi, which then ended the spell. After that, everybody recovered, and Tien tells Urien, who was basically upset and distraught now because her plan did not work, basically tells her, "Hey, you know what? How about coming and becoming one of my students anyway? And as long as you apologize to these people, tell them you're sorry for messing up the town and doing all the shit you did." So she apologized, and basically now she's actually become Tien's new student. Before that, Tien had all male students. So I don't know what Toriyama's got going on here, but I see a potential love interest for Tenshinhan in this. She could possibly be that beautiful young girl. Tien has been training nonstop, this whole time. So we'll see. We will definitely find out how this is going to transpire. But I hope they, do something with that, is basically what I'm saying. Everybody else that I can think of, for the most part, is married, has a family, or doing something of that nature. I think Tien is the only one who doesn't have one. So yeah, hope that Toriyama does something with that. But now back to what I was talking about earlier, the stuff I didn't like about this episode. And it's only stuff that Tien fans might agree with me on. Just a simple fact that he didn't really get to show anything as far as what he's learned new or what's been going on. I mean, the 4-wish technique has been a technique he used when he back in the day in Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? It's cool to see, very cool actually, but he didn't get to use it. I mean, Master Roshi was possessed, and he got handled by that ray or beam or whatever. Now I don't know if that happened because Tien was trying to hold back because it was Master Roshi, which he stated earlier, or if that's just how it was written. But I don't know. It just seemed like every time I see Tien as of late, he's been getting handled. And he's, in my opinion, he's not the weakest fighter out of the clique. I think he's on par with. Well, I'm not going to say that. He's stronger than Krillin, in my opinion, and he's stronger than Master Roshi for sure. So, but from the outside looking in, if you were to watch this episode, you wouldn't think so. You wouldn't think that. Just this episode. But like I said, hopefully they give him some good screenplay. I know he's not one of the top characters or whatnot. So, that goes with the territorial or whatever. But, I still got my fingers crossed for my boy, Tenshinhan. All right. But other than that, it was a great episode. I'm happy to see that Tien has finally become a master. He has his own students. He's doing his own thing. And very deservingly so. This new girl, whatever, hopefully she plays a small role maybe in his life, and we get to see more of that. But now we're focused on this tournament arc, and it's about to get very, very serious here. We will see. Now, I also wanted to talk a little bit about what's been going on in the gaming side of things. Not really too much, in my opinion. I mean, there's games coming out. Okay, we got Prey that just dropped. Prey. It's supposed to be a first-person survival horror / sci-fi kind of game. Metacritic, I think, gave it a 7.8, which isn't bad. I mean, considering. But it was a rental for me. I will rent it. I will test it out. I will, maybe comment on it later on down on another podcast. But there's nothing really out there that just says take my money right now. Now, there was a couple games I bought over the weekend, which were retro style, classic, like 16-bit kind of games. They look pretty cool. One is called, I want to say, let me make sure and get it right because I don't want to fuck this up. Let's see. Excuse the noise in the background. That's just my PS4, so I can tell you guys what these games are. I'm actually doing this as we speak. We've got Chronicles of Teddy, Harmony of Exodus. That's the first one. It's basically like this little girl, man, with a teddy bear, and she she basically is walking around with a kitchen knife, cutting up shit. I guess that's the best description I can give it. Set in a RPG type of world, which is pretty cool. Graphics look good. I've always been a sucker for 16-bit retro style games with great animation and art style, and this game has all of that. So I'm going to play these a little bit over the next few days, and hopefully I'll have something to say about it on the next podcast. The next game is a game called Momodora, Momodora, Reverie Under the Moon Light. Reverie Under the Moonlight. That's what it's called. This one looked really good. It's basically it's this girl with a hooded cape running around just fucking up shit. It's an RPG game. It just looks really cool. It's right now it's on PS Network. I think it's about going for like $10. Pick that up, guys. Just check it out if you're curious about it. I have a good feeling that you'll have a great time playing this. Once again, that game is called Momodora, Reverie Under the Moonlight. Check that one out. The other one was only $4.50 right now. It's on sale also. So if you catch it before the 9th, then you can get it for $4.50, I believe. So perfect time to go pick that up. Check it out. Tell me, guys, what you think about them. All right. I kind of want to talk about what I've been playing a little bit lately. I recently been playing one of the greatest fighting games of all time, in my opinion, for Dragon Ball fans, is Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Now, I just want to say that this game, even today, still looks marvelous. Plays so good. Easy to play, hard to master. Very, very lovely game, man. I just there's no game, there's no Dragon Ball game that will ever, in my opinion, fighting wise, will top this. It's not. You know why? Because when they made this game, okay, they put everything they had into this game. Now, this is what I hope for when it comes to Dimps in the final installment, in my opinion, of the Dragon Ball Xenoverse series, because the last two have been okay, but that's about it. And they've done a lot of things that led me to believe that it's all about the politics. And, you know, hopefully this last one that comes out will have all the bells and whistles. I'm talking about transformations. I'm talking about all the characters that deserve to be in the series. And we can move forward with that. Because, I mean, some of these slots that they took up, some of these players they actually have in the game that nobody ever uses and don't even have real names. It just bothered the fuck out of me. I'm sorry. It bothered me. So I just had to lay that out there and put that out there on the line. And, you know, characters like Deborah, some of the other movie characters, Tapion, some of these guys who deserve to be in the game, man, but they're not there. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, I still get my fix when I need one on Budokai Tenkaichi 3 all day. Have it on the PS2, have it on the PC. Prefer it on the PC because the graphics are better, and it's just a dope game, man. If you don't have it, if you haven't played it, a lot of you younger guys out here, man, check it out. Check out some videos on it. Get your emulator if you can't get a hold of a PS2, something. But you must experience this game. It's still great to this day. Looking forward to Injustice 2, right around the corner. I think May 16th is the release date on that. These characters are looking so cool right now, and I can't wait to dive into that game and play that. I'm very into fighting games, and I can't wait to see what this game brings us. With that all being said, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. Not much news right now that I have that I want to talk about, but we'll leave it at that. I just want to thank everybody for listening to the show. Continue to listen to the show. Continue to voice your opinions. Send them in. Just show your support. And, you know, it's all love here, baby. It's all love here. If you want to get at me, you can at Studio MacGyver on Twitter. Or if you want to email me, you can do so as well at Studio MacGyver Music with a K at yahoo.com. Once again, guys, thanks for listening. You have been listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. See you next time.